This is the American Rebellion. My name's Jerry. How y'all doing? Matt made us all late. It's very bad. But, speaking of Matt, how you doing tonight, Matt?
Hey, see, you cut I cut my music time short just because I was going to be on time, and then Jerry's sleeping on me. So
Yeah.
you know, there's no respect around here.
No, none whatsoever. Well, anyway, Nick, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I still hate the goddamn rain. I can tell you that much. Every damn day, either morning, noon, or night, it's raining around here.
Did you see the picture I sent you with the lawnmower underwater?
Yeah, I saw that.
I don't know. It
That's about what is it like right about now over here.
didn't rain here at all today. I think we're developing anti-Louisiana, some sort of antibodies to Louisiana here in Florida. So got that going good for us. Dave, how you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy. My new specimen, my new constrictor shed her skin 2 days ago, and those lumps that I was worried about that I had to do surgery on turned out to be just hematomas. So probably when they picked the ticks off her when she came out of the jungle, there was just little blood clots under the old skin. So when the old skin came off, so did the lumps. So things are looking up with
Thank
that.
God.
Other than
Oh,
that,
Jesus!
I
the
think I
house
could.
is getting there.
I think,
Bathroom, new tiles,
I think I can
new
speak.
shower stall,
Yeah, I think I can speak
bathtub.
for Nick and Dave.
Everything. This is
He's not going to stop. I think I can speak for Nick
just
and
kind of
Matt and say thank God for your snake because we were exceedingly worried about that.
yeah. Well, people love their pets, and things happen, and you don't want them to
Dear God,
die. You
took that seriously.
I
gotta,
don't.
you
Well,
gotta,
we don't consider snakes like real pets.
well, they are. They
That's
are.
the-
Well,
that's the irony
any
of
living
it.
any living creature that you love and you take care of is pretty much a pet, unless it's something huge and dangerous, and then it's a zoological specimen.
You mean like a snake that can squeeze
My
you to
daughter would
death?
just love it if I called her a pet.
Yeah, yeah. I bet your mom and dad would like that
Ecstatic.
shit too.
You're my pet.
Yeah,
Yeah, mom and dad too. You just go
yeah.
pet them on the
You're
head.
Matt should tell his
you're
wife
gonna
that.
take the shedded skin and put it in a scrapbook or anything?
Oh no, I've got a shopping bag from Max from the past 7 years.
See, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
You're gonna say. I knew you would save it. So I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah, you can't make a wallet out of it because it's like it's not that kind of a skin. It's not actually a pelt. But to tell you what you can do, you
Well,
can
then
make
why
like
saving it?
you can make well because you can varnish something, put a layer of that skin down on it, let it dry, and then spray it with some acrylic, and it gives a nice texture. You can make some really interesting things with it
So now you're making
without
things.
using.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could without killing an animal and using its real skin. You can use the shed and get the same texture.
What the fuck would you put it on? Like, what are you gonna like glue it on the fork handles or something?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll make something with it, and then I'll send you a copy. Can
You're gonna make things out of your
No, don't
pets
do
now.
that.
well,
Don't delete it.
Here's
you've
the,
got some weird collections of things. You've
here's
got some strange collections of critters over there.
hey, listen. Most people don't make things out of their pets. Okay, just so you know that, Dave.
Well, yeah, not yeah. Well, that's a shed. The shedding is not your pet. It's what it cast off. And by the way, is Franklin out here? Franklin put a nice video up of his pet. Um, retic python, which was a really nice video. He's got a beautiful critter himself. I didn't think.
God, I used to like him.
So he's got a retic.
He's a snake person.
Steve's got Steven Tolliver's got some retics. That's pretty cool. So we got 3 snake lovers out here at least.
Steven Toller got some mental ticks.
Retics. There you go again, Matt.
I don't back up my dog's shit.
Well, of course not. I don't bag up snake shit either. But
why not, Nick? You could mold it into ashtrays. And
maybe you could shear his fur.
Well, I don't have to shear it. It just sheds enough.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Come on, Nick. Make me a dog shit ashtray.
Yeah, right. And I can get some of that snake skin from Dave and give it a snake skin texture.
Right. It's on its way. Sending it tomorrow.
Just, make some dog shit coasters or something. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
We're off like a herd of turkeys.
I did know a guy that kept cat whiskers, little jar.
And you got some perverts on eBay that collect toenails.
Oh yeah, that's for voodoo and shit.
What's the cat whiskers for?
It's an old hillbilly. It's supposed to be good luck if you find cat whisker laying around.
Let me see if I can find one. I'll show you what it looks like. Hold on.
Like a 4-leaf clover or something.
Shit, I got 5 cats. There's whiskers everywhere. I just don't go looking for them.
I didn't say you don't pull them out. They fall out sometimes.
All right. So anyway, this depressing fucking conversation. We got Robert Wood. We got Robert Wood again and again. Robert talks a lot. We have Miss Chastity Wyatt. Hello, Chastity. We have Virginia Pilot. Daniel Rio. What's the topic? Dave is making stuff out of his snakes. I don't know. Dave's a different kind of guy, really. Who?
Thank you.
Oh, we got the divine intervention that Jesus blew up the George Floyd mural with a bolt of lightning.
I saw that.
Yesterday.
That was pretty prophetic. So here you go. This was from Max.
Now he's showing us skin from a snake.
This was from Max about a week ago. You can't probably see the texture in it, but it does have.
All right, Matt.
He's getting to be a big boy.
Yeah, Matt, you want to tell him?
Yeah, that's kind of gross and kind of.
Dave, do you keep a woman in the floor of your living room and throw lotion to her now and again?
Do I keep a what?
Do you keep a woman in the floor of your living room where you throw lotion to her once in a while? We're going to start calling you Buffalo Bob.
No. I just call them up, they come over, and then they go home.
Is the woman getting the snake shedded skin super glue? Don't make a snake woman down there somewhere?
So anyway, so much for that.
You don't see where that's weird, saving that
Okay,
shit
I
at
get
all?
it. You're saving it for something. Sure.
Yeah, it puts the lotion on the skin. Yeah. Do you have a poodle by chance, Dave?
A what?
A poodle? Do you have a poodle by chance? Anything like that? Little dog? running around the house, white.
A poodle?
Yeah, a little white dog running around the hole in the floor in the living room.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no. But I love dogs. I'd like to have a dog, but I can't have a dog here. I can only have, cage kept reptiles and things like that.
Right. Okay.
Keep the dog in a cage.
No, you can't keep a dog in a cage.
What about a snake? He used to roam around too, Dave.
Well, but you see that
You just don't go to sleep.
the snake doesn't crap on the floor and chew on the woodwork and do stuff with crap on the carpet and
No,
bark.
it just eats the owner.
Yeah, no, it's just, I understand the landlord's situation why he doesn't want dogs.
Does your snakes?
He doesn't want cats here either. I even asked if I could get a sloth, but I can't have a sloth either.
Okay, so Dave, do your snakes get along?
I don't know if that's legal. Is it to get a sloth? I don't hear anybody wanted a sloth before.
Yeah, well, look at who wants them. Eric Leon Barton is here. Hello, Eric Leon Barton. Robert Lawless is here. Robert Lawless took the day off of work because he was tired. I wonder why.
Hey, I see Eric. Hey, Eric. What's up there, brother?
Yeah, I can't understand why Robert's tired.
Yeah,
I just can't understand that.
That's pretty much.
He sits on his ass all day long, you know.
That's pretty much. That's really. That's
Day
really,
off of work, he never fucking works. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, he does. He works at a golf course / ski resort. The golf.
Seems to me he works at fucking driving around following bands.
Well, I don't know. He does that too. I don't think he gets paid for that though. He meets a lot of nice people though in front of hotel rooms who are getting kicked out of hotels and stuff. That's fun.
Especially when they catch on fire and stuff. That's real great.
Yeah.
Remember that one? Did y'all see that one? That's perfect.
I didn't see that one. I saw the one where he met the girl. Him and Jamie met the girl who was getting kicked out because she says because she wouldn't give somebody sex. I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know.
Or
yeah, probably. I don't know. She seemed very. Apparently, they're still finding bodies in the condo wreckage in Miami. Yeah, well, they weren't cool like us, I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I see all the Texas legislatures are going to get arrested and taken to work when they get back to Texas. What the fuck?
it'd be hilarious.
They don't need to be fucking fired.
Yeah, they should be taken to jail.
If he pulls it off, it'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
If I
was AOL for my job, they'd tell me not to come back.
They should be taken to jail, not to work.
Yeah, shoot them.
No, they should be taken to wherever the paycheck comes from so they can get their last one when they retire.
Yeah, absolutely.
They obviously aren't working for it.
I just love how they put it in the news. They're all getting arrested, and then you find out they're going to take them to work. I knew damn well they weren't getting arrested and going to jail. I knew that.
Well, they had a chartered plane as well,
Yeah, with a case of Miller Lite on it, that was great.
Yeah, and no mask.
Then they deleted the picture.
That was Photoshopped. That was Photoshopped, but
probably not. It's a private plane. They probably could...
chartered plane, which probably was a fucking That's what I said. It was a charter plane. It wasn't a commercial flight. Well, it wrote off his visit expenses.
I'm wondering if they use taxpayer dollars to fly to DC.
Oh, you bet you they did.
Yeah, probably.
But all the while they're investigating Trump and his organization and his Weisselberg guy, and they want to, they indicted his ass because he probably got a company car or something. How many of these motherfuckers don't have company cars, company jets, company whatever? I mean, but anything to get Trump. That's all it is. It's the dumbest shit I ever seen in my life.
I don't
Total
know.
hypocrisy.
I really don't understand what they think they're going to accomplish.
Same thing they accomplished for the past 5 years. 0.
Yeah,
It's
well,
despicable.
headlines. The Democrats can get some headlines. I'm not sure that's what their job is, but they can get some headlines.
Hey, I want to ask anybody out there. My browser here, while I'm watching the show, is coming up. It says, oh, under the American Rebellion, I see overview, live chat, your replies, like more like this, your replies, but I don't see share. On this,
Dave, I don't see share.
Anybody else noticing that at the top,
They don't
right hand side?
Okay, Dave, it's called shadow banning. This is what they're doing.
Well, I'll just copy the URL.
Yeah.
And I'll post it to my page.
Yeah, and then you'll probably be.
I see what you're saying.
You'll probably get off tomorrow. You'll be put off tomorrow.
Sunny on there? Sunny on there, but not sure.
Hey, check this out also. Facebook is recommending me people. All right, Eric just sent me a friend request. You're in there, buddy. I got you. They're sending me they're what do you call it? Not requesting. They're making suggestions that I should like this person or something. So she looks like a nice person. I go to her homepage, and 3 posts down, there's people engaged in some really wild sex, and I mean, no holds barred. I mean, it's all there right in front of me. So I'm like, well, how come they're allowing these people to promote these porn sites? This is a regular Facebook page that some chick or some dude is running a fake page. I reported about 15 of these within the last 3 days, and they said, well, we're checking on it due to COVID. We don't have that many people to investigate. I say, well, how come you're blocking me? You're talking about having a white pride month.
Yeah.
People out there with their kids, I don't think they want their kids seeing this shit.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Anybody else seeing this crap?
Listen, Facebook isn't here to worry about.
I mean, I got nothing against sex, it's great, but I mean, these people this is a regular web page. It's like if you went to Jerry's page, and he was there all, in the buff doing something wild. I mean, you'd say, whoa, what the hell is this?
Can we look at the snake skin again?
Well,
middle picture.
Let's see. They do that because we being watched.
So there's their fucked up community standards, and all these, and 90% of these broads that are running these pages, they're all got Trump 2024 all over their page. I mean, I don't think that's. I think they're using that Trump thing as a like a lure, to get you to look at their page, and then like, whoa, look at these gals. Woo!
Dave. Listen to me. Facebook, the only community standard Facebook has is that they hate Trump and they hate people who like Trump. Those are the 2 community standards. No Trump, no people who like Trump.
They have no communities. They have no community standards because they just play it as they go along.
Dave, you're not listening to me.
They go back. They go back in my past 4 years. That was bad. 30 days, Dave.
Dave,
Oh, come on.
You're not listening to me.
Now I got to make another account.
Dave, you're not listening to me. Be quiet and listen. They have two community
Yeah, I am.
standards. They hate fucking
Right.
Trump, and they hate people that like Trump. Those are the community standards.
Oh,
Everything else they don't care about because they're too busy with people who like Trump and Trump. Okay?
well, then if most Trump supporters are white, then that's racist.
Oh, dear God. He's still not listening. They don't care. You understand that?
Jerry, listen to me for a second.
Okay.
Well, I know they don't care. That's what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. They right there in the community standards, nudity and sexual bullshit is not allowed. But I put up a post. I put up a picture of a beautiful woman, well dressed, saying, "How about July? How about July being White Pride Month?" And I get an account completely obliterated that I put on hateful speech and dangerous content. But this other stuff with some girl getting porked isn't dangerous content for some little child getting on the Facebook and seeing this crap because it's out there for all to see. But that's okay.
Dave, you're
I
getting.
know there's no standards at all.
Dave,
I'm appalled.
okay, you're appalled. Okay. Listen, Dave.
You know, they kicked God out and the devil walked in. That's what happened.
Yeah. Dave, you have two devils in your house. Okay. The devil is a snake in the Bible.
Okay, Jerry, I gotta come clean with you. Jerry, I gotta come clean with you and Dave. I got a snake too, and I save his skin. You want to see it? Here it goes.
No.
What do you got? A little one-eyed spitting cobra?
See, look, that was a big ass articulated coat.
What the fuck is that? That's Mr. Chubby.
That's a fucking cobra skin, God damn it.
Well, that looks like a ribbed cobra.
Well, we're really not going anywhere fast, are we?
What have you been doing? Sucking helium out of that?
Okay. All right. Are you?
Well, we were talking about divine intervention.
What the fuck? What, you got a pet elephant over there? You got a pet elephant?
Yeah, to lack it and make like the bumper sticker out.
Oh boy.
Snake lives matter.
That's right.
Larry Burns from Canada is here, and Randy is here, and I think we're missing some people.
Hey, Larry.
Everybody else I mentioned's barely speaking, so I don't know. Anyway. Larry Burns from Canada is here. How you doing, Larry Burns from Canada?
Who was that Charity Wyckoff or something?
Are we gonna have any call-ins tonight?
Chastity?
Special guests or anything?
I don't know if she's still here or not. Tell you the truth. Chastity, if you're, being held hostage.
I don't know what Matt was up there before. Matt, that looked pretty obscene.
Looks like your snake skin, didn't it?
Well, that's nature. That thing looked like some kind of a fake kind of
a couple weeks ago.
Divine intervention matters taking care of your own backyard. Right, Jerry? Yeah. That was funny about the George Floyd head down. That would have been funny.
Hey, Godspeed. Maybe tomorrow we'll get on that one. He's busy.
Yeah, true.
That's going to be an executive order to.
Or if the lightning made the statue turn white.
Yeah, it has to be the House bill and a Senate bill to, pay for another euro somewhere.
Oh yeah, taxpayer dollars are fixing that. You bet. Yeah, because if they
God
don't,
does move in mysterious ways.
if they don't fix that, the taxpayer dollars don't fix that, the indigenous personnel will get upset.
Well, I don't want to get too deep into theology, but
It kind of makes you not want to stand near any of those.
commandments, not to worship false idols.
A word
that's one of his main things.
Hey,
Just a
Dave,
word to the people out there: don't stand too close to any of those new statues or murals.
yeah, Dave, let Matt speak because I didn't catch a word.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Matt. You got the floor, buddy.
I didn't hear you, Matt. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just saying that is part of the. I said it is part of the scripture to not worship false idols, which they seem to be doing with George Floyd. Currently.
That's actually very true. That's part of the Ten Commandments. Yes, I believe.
Beyond the false idol.
I believe it starts with a "Thou shalt not."
Like making a scumbag into a hero. That's
Thou shalt not make a scumbag.
Says it all.
That's what God said. Thou shalt not make a scumbag into a hero. That's what God said. Right there to Moses on Mount Sinai.
Yep.
Hey, Stephen
It's
Towers
the 11th
here.
commandment.
Yeah, it is. It is. Thou shalt not, allow morons to roam the earth.
You know what the 12th commandment is?
Lord, who wound up your clock today?
Mind thy own fucking business. Mind their own fucking business.
Who wound up your clock today, Dave?
I have my days.
Oh, today must be it. Thank God.
We're coming for your children.
Coming to take me away. Coming to take me away.
They gave
to the rebellion farm. To the rebellion farm. Where life is
for your
all the
children.
time.
Okay, so listen, you two cannot talk at the same time. No one understands what you're saying. Who the hell is Dr. Bill Warner and Annie? Where do you find these people? Dave, you sound uncharacteristically ornery today. From Daniel Rio, rather.
Oh, no, Daniel, I'm in a good mood, buddy. I'm all right. Good
You just
to
took
see
his cane, shut the fuck up at all.
Yeah, shut the fuck up at all. Good to see you, Daniel. Glad you're out here with us all.
And he followed it by the don't mute it all.
Put on your seat belts and get ready for the ride.
Yeah. Dave's snake shed a skin today. It's a big day for in the Dave household. Big day.
He got this tingly feeling up his leg, see?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, him and Chris Matthews.
Is that like a birthday or something? Or I don't know.
Inez. Oh, Annie Inez.
I don't know. I'm on my second cup of coffee. Maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know.
Hey, take a note of those two there, Dave.
Yeah.
Oh, God forbid. No, I
Just
don't
ramp it up.
I don't need no speed. I'll tell you that.
Listen, Dave, possibly start drinking. That would help. I'm not a fan of Annie Inez.
Okay.
We've had our dealings with her, and although I personally don't hold anything against her, I don't like the way she does business. That's all. I didn't even know she was still on Facebook, to tell you the truth. I haven't seen a video or nothing from her in years. So
I neither have I, because I don't know who the fuck she is.
yeah, you do.
Who the hell? Yeah, who is that?
Yeah, you do.
Any ass? Any Anaz? What's any? Any? I thought it said any ass.
No, Annie.
Yeah, she's brought Jerry stabbed me in the back over.
No, she's not. She you know her if you she was the Iranian woman that was always asking for money to give get people out of Iran and this and that and the other, and meanwhile she always had her hair perfectly done and makeup perfectly done and everything else, and she was anti-Muslim, and the whole entirety of Facebook thought she was a goddess, except me. Supposedly,
Oh, like that BLM chick that bought herself a mansion.
no, I wouldn't say that. No.
She didn't make that big time, but
We had a thing.
oh well, she had asking for money. She got beat up once, and then getting a car wreck, and she needed money.
Annie Cyrus. Annie Cyrus, I think her name is. But the entire we had her on the show one night. It was the best people. Even she wanted to take us to national, whatever the fuck that was. And she wanted me to dump Matt.
Not all of us.
Yeah, she wanted me to dump Matt. As it turned out, I did dump Matt, but for a different reason. And I was wrong. And I had to apologize to him. So.
Probably.
So.
Probably because I would have fucking realized she was a bullshit artist. That's probably why she wanted to get rid of me.
If you want to be truthful about it, I was the only one of the three of us who didn't want to go along with this scheme. Okay. You were okay with it, and so was our other co-host, who actually doesn't speak to me anymore either for a ridiculous reason, but nevertheless, I was the one who said no. So.
Yeah, I don't know. It gets murky over time.
No,
Let's just leave it at that.
Not for me, because I'm the one who ended up having to apologize to you, and I remember what happened. Because I ended up having to do the show with someone else, and that turned out really well also. Mainly, I don't know, and I got
enough of that.
I think we all got over her and that, but then somebody put out, and she approved of this flyer, Facebook type of deal. I think trying to collect money on her eventual death from the fatwas that were against her and stuff, or something to that effect. And people did, actually. And like most Facebook famous people who are not honest, eventually she kind of crashed and burned. So. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Last time I saw her was on Instagram, which I very rarely go on. Today was probably, and I had an alert on there I got rid of, I think, first time in like 3 months. But normally that's where I see her, a picture of her. she's young, she's nice looking, everybody loved her. They all were like, because at the time there was an anti-Muslim deal going on Facebook and so on and so forth. And she was anti-Muslim. And I think what it turned out to be is she saw an opportunity to make money. And she did.
Oh yeah, you guys ever heard that Brigitte Gabriel?
Yeah.
That woman who was so anti. She even called her a phony.
Yeah. Yeah.
She knew who she was.
No. And nope, she's still sucking the vulnerable dry. Yeah. Well, what can I tell you, Larry? Speaking of which, if anyone wants to send me money for no particular reason, they're more than welcome to do that. I'll put the PayPal up in a minute.
I see Tina Scott. Hello, Tina.
Yeah, Tina's here. Hello, Tina. Can I tell you how much it hurts to take a 16-penny nail through the wrist from a nail gun? I don't think you need to do that. It seems like it's very painful. We appreciate you doing the class on it, but it wasn't really necessary. I got
This might sound kind of out there, but you ever notice, like, when you get older, people don't ask you what your favorite dinosaur is anymore.
I don't think they asked me that when I was younger.
Oh, just saying.
Well, I like the brontosaurus.
Well, you know what mine is.
Oh God, please don't ask. Please don't ask. Please don't ask. Mine
Pterodactyls are still alive.
Yeah. Okay. I like the brontosaurus, Dave.
Okay.
That makes you
How about you, Nikki? What's your favorite dinosaur?
I don't really have one.
If
But
you
if I
had
was
one,
going
what would it be?
to pick one, it'd be the badass T-Rex or something.
Oh, okay. Not a Stegosaurus or a Triceratops?
No. I think I'd take a,
Or
Dinosaurs still
or
alive.
maybe even an Ixodoplus?
Yeah, that's a good one.
What is yours, Dave? God,
But don't fucking care.
We got that out of the way.
Well, you never told us yours, Dave. Not that anyone really cares, but we're on the come.
I like the Triceratops, and I also like the pterodactyls. The big one, the one that was a pterodactyl the size of a Cessna. I think that was a cool critter.
My favorite dinosaur is me. From Steven Tolliver. Well,
that's funny.
You are kind of a.
All right, Steven.
You got the peanut brain of one putting a nail through your wrist, like he's Jesus or something.
Well, at least you're not extinct.
It's Steven trying to recreate the movie Passion of the Christ or something over there. Stop, Steven. It didn't end up well for Jesus.
Yeah,
That was a good answer, Steven.
He did. Not only did they crucify, they stabbed him in the side to hurry it along.
But he rose again on the third day, according to the scripture.
Well, if he was trying to reenact it, he probably came up with pissing on his shoes at Passion of the Christ after he did it.
Yeah, but that too. Screaming, holy fuck.
Yeah. Well,
it's probably the name of the movie.
It's a religious term. I mean, think about it. I don't know. I have a hard time with the resurrection, but whatever. I personally think he was stolen and buried somewhere else, but
well,
Well, what do you have? What problem do you have with the resurrection? Because with God, all things are possible.
Yeah, if you believe that, Dave.
Well, somebody put us here.
You believe in the evolution of animals, but not people. That's amazing.
No, I have a belief of evolution in certain circumstances, but I don't believe nothing comes from nothing. A creation, something that's been created, there has to be a creator.
If you're gonna have something, then
There's a big difference there.
Well, there you go down the whole, line
You
of the
say, well,
royalty in Europe and
well, here's the
everything.
thing. Here's the hole you go. Here's the hole you go down, Matt. You say, well, the universe was created by a creator. Well, how did he create himself? Well, maybe he wasn't part of this universe. He was from on the outs. He was from the outside.
You mean
He
like an
created
alien?
it from the outside. Where that Woodchicken didn't lay it.
Obviously, it's an otherworldly entity that was not. Well, it's been named God, but I don't know where it came from. You know, could be a little green man that everybody's been calling God for fucking 10,000 years. I don't know.
The Earth strikes me as a big frickin' zoo out in the middle of nowhere. Every once in a while, we have a cataclysm, shit gets wiped out, and new stuff shows up. It's like a big experiment, and we don't know what the hell's going on.
But
Well, then you have the other conspiracy about the resurrection that he didn't actually die. They made that up to make the story more grandiose. And he was secreted away and went to fucking Europe and thus forth propagated all the royal lineage and European royalty. And then the Templars, the Knights Templars covered it up and ding dong and bang bang. There's conspiracies all over the place with that.
When I look back in history from the UK, it looks like a lot of inbreeding going on down there.
So Dave believes in God and evolution. It's an interesting concept there.
Evolution to a point. Evolution to a point.
Well, what point would that
Things
be?
will strive to survive. Well, can I explain that?
Well, that's why I asked Dave.
If you have, if you've got, let's say you've got, look at Phil, you've got like 27 islands and Galapagos Islands. These islands are ecosystems all by themselves. There's different plant life, different food available. The animals that can get to that kind of food are going to evolve. The ones that can't get to the certain food, like the necks, are going to become longer. Some are going to dig more. Some are going to eat this. Some are going to eat that. The ones that can't survive die off. So the animals that have the genes with the longer necks are going to be able to reach the higher fruit. Let me finish.
Selection.
Yes, but it all falls. Okay, it all falls into the same thing. And then it gets crazy. You've got something called the Cambrian explosion, where all this sea life showed up out of nowhere, and there's no real evidence of what went on before that gave evolution to make all these animals to be created. It's just all of a sudden the Cambrian explosion. You've got this, you got that, you got weird sharks, you got these little things that look like potato bugs running all over the ocean. Where was the time that went by that created these things that evolution would have brought them to be? It's just all, it's crazy.
There
was some meteorological cataclysm that crashed into the oceans and blew up, split apart, had all these photo cell things and like amoebas in it that actually started sea life and shit.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's cool.
You know, like it was an accident, like a car wreck, and the pieces went all over the place. There were amoebas and single cell fucking things in this meteor or some bullshit.
Here's the interesting thing about that. So these cells are programmed to advance, to become different things. That's kind of what I mean. I think that's possibly true, because if you take it back even further, you know, all the elements that are pretty much that we know of in the universe was here from the beginning, and you got all this shit coming out of stars. You know, a star lights up and blows off a whole bunch of shit, and next thing you know, crap turns into planet.
Something evolving into something else is unreal. What the fuck is a tadpole come into a frog, or a goddamn caterpillar into a butterfly? What the fuck is the difference?
It's metamorphosis. What I think is wild is humanoid forms on this planet have gone from things that look like, you know, hairy apes, and the things the more time goes on, they look like they're walking up straight. They're losing their hair. Their heads are getting bigger. It's almost like a slow metamorphosis. It's like the butterfly, the caterpillar doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's like, oh, okay, I got to spin a cocoon. I'm going to turn into a butterfly someday, and that's what I do. And I don't know why, but that's what I do. And then human beings, what do human beings do? Every year we make things new. We innovate. We don't just make new things. We make new things better. And we don't know what we're doing. And you know, we don't have the kind of implants in our brains, but we carry them in our pocket. We have a cell phone. You can talk to it. It answers your questions. You can talk to anybody on the planet and see them. That's what we're heading towards, I think. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a bad thing, Dave.
But we are.
Well, humans didn't evolve from little hairy fuckers. It was Homo sapiens in Africa, and you had Neanderthals and Eastern Europe.
I don't completely
crossbred.
Yeah.
And then there had the Denisovans in the Southeast Asia.
Right. But that's what screwed up.
They all interbred and made a hybrid. And that's what modern.
Right.
All three of them combined made their brain power make tools in the Bronze Age.
But when did these different species?
10,000 years ago.
No, 10,000. I'd say 11 to 12,000 years ago. Yeah, 10 to 11 to 12,000 years ago was the Younger Dryas. That's when a lot of stuff got wiped out. When the pyramids were being built, there were still mammoths and mastodons out there. So I'm going back even further than that.
What?
You didn't know that?
No, the pyramids were only 6,000 years ago.
Right, but go beyond. Go beyond. You've got to go beyond that. Egypt didn't start 6,000 years ago. That was the end of it. Cleopatra is closer to the present than she was to the beginning. Cleopatra is closer to the beginning. Closer to our world than she was to the beginning of her own time. Egypt was around for a long time.
I don't dispute that, but I have no evidence in there. And Egypt is actually still there, Dave. It's not gone.
No, I mean their empire. You know. Don't sidestep me, Matt. We're having a good conversation here. I mean, I think we are.
Well, I'm telling you, we can only date shit back to like 10,000 years ago as far as humans go. We don't know what happened before that, actually.
Yeah, we do. We know there was some serious cataclysms happened. There was an end of an ice age, between 11,000 and 12,000 years ago. And just about every civilization on the planet talks about it, but they call it voodoo. They call that voodoo, but there is science. I could show you some videos that are really amazing. It'll show you, like, you know, you go to the beach and you see the ripples in the sand.
No, I don't look at your friends.
Some scientific information. You could maybe open your mind and let you see what the possibilities. You see, modern day time does not want to believe in cataclysms. They want to believe that everything took time. It was a trickle of water that caused this to happen. They don't want to believe in catastrophism. But there was catastrophes, and there will be catastrophes in the future.
That's not what I said. I told you
Planet
that
Earth is
the
as far as
gigantic meteorite hit in the ocean and splattered all this.
yeah, but it didn't just happen.
Plankton shit.
It didn't just happen once, too. They think the sun had some serious shit to happen to it. They find buildings on the planet that have been glazed, like they've been hit with millions of very high temperature, where the material was glazed like glass. That means some kind of plasma came off the sun and whacked the Earth. That's another crazy thing to think about.
All right. I believe evolution because of all forms of life evolve, but to believe there is a fictitious being living in the sky spearheading the formation of the world is far-fetched. Also, Daniel Rio, if I live 10,000
Oh,
years
maybe
ago,
God was an alien. Maybe
let me
God was an
finish.
alien.
Let me finish. If I lived 10,000 years ago and wrote history, I could write whatever I wanted because the chances of proving what I wrote is very small. Millions upon millions have followed.
10,000 years ago is a drop in a 10,000 years ago is a drop in the bucket.
Yes, we know, Dave. I think
The Earth's been here for like what? The Earth's been here for like 6.8 million years. The Earth's been here 6.8 billion. 6.8 billion.
Billion, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of time for a lot of shit to happen.
Yeah. I think humans are now.
Oh, there might have been other civilizations 5 times over before the one we're currently in was.
Exactly. And after the cataclysms and glaciers keep wiping the planet clean like a slate, you wouldn't even see that it was there. You think after a million years, sea levels rise and fall. They're finding civilizations off the coast. You know, when the ice caps were high, the water levels drop. But everybody wants to be by the coast. So when the shit melts, dude, for whatever reason, those are the places that get whacked.
Well, according to AOC, we're all going to be gone within, hell, when she said that a couple of years ago,
Well, that's
12
okay.
years?
That's okay, as long as she's gone too.
Let's see. Nick says, I think humans are now in a phase of digression if you look around. Eric Driver is here. Well, this is what I think.
Well, primates are starting to use tools.
Okay, listen to
So that's an interesting thought.
Dave, you gotta let somebody else talk now.
Mentally, Dave. Mentally.
I think
It's
that
a joke.
anyone trying to
Don't be so serious about it.
I don't think that anybody from today can truly know what went on 10 or 15 or 20,000 or 65 billion years ago. I think they make educated guesses. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. That's what I think. I think
Well, they can get an idea what the climate was like. They can see what tools were being used.
Yes, I said sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong, Dave. But in the end, they really
Correct.
they don't
That's
know.
correct.
They don't know for sure. Okay, because it's impossible.
Exactly, but just
Dave, let somebody else talk.
Here's what gets me.
Dave, let somebody else talk.
Okay, go ahead, Jerry. I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ. All right.
It works both ways.
Okay, let's move on.
Well, can I just say one final word?
Oh, please, Dave, because I think you'd die if you didn't.
Yeah. Well, we can all agree there's a lot of information missing from our history and a lot of speculation, but that's the crap that gets put in the history books. And that's what aggravates me about that.
Dave, having history from a couple hundred years ago, there were things left back in 65 million years ago. What are they finding? Bones. Okay, they don't know. Humans were prey back then. Okay, they don't know. They want to make you think they know, but they don't. We all sit here and scream about science every day of our lives, but in the end, science is basically saying, I don't know. I'm trying to find out, but I have no idea. Every single day, science is wrong, and they have to, readdress this or that. Okay, they don't even know all the species on Earth right now. So a meteor hits the Atlantic Ocean a bunch of years ago. Maybe it doesn't affect the Atlantic Ocean, or the hits the Pacific don't affect some of the wildlife in the Atlantic Ocean as much. I don't know. Here's what I do know. Too many people seem to think that they're absolutely correct and there's no way they could be wrong. Okay. It's just like the Bible. Men wrote the Bible. Men who had a particular interest in the subject. My belief is tale. What that is, I don't know. Do I think Jesus existed? Yes, I do. I do. I believe he existed. Do I think that God came down from wherever he is at, okay, and impregnated Mary? No, I don't. I think Joseph was his father, or some guy, the milkman, or somebody. I don't know, but that's what I think. Okay.
I think we're all children suffering from amnesia. That's what civilization is today.
Well, I don't believe that
we're all asking the question: where did we come? The two big questions: where did we come from, and are we alone?
I came from somewhere out there is a woman who had me, or was a woman who had me, and the other one, I actually don't believe we're alone. But I don't worry about it. And I'm not going to get all fucking excited about it.
Jerry said,
oh, and the third question, I forgot. Where did we come from?
Dave, let Matt
Are we
speak.
alone? And
Dave,
what happens? Where
Dave,
do we go when we die?
Hey, Dave, every time somebody fucking talks, Dave, you interrupt them. Let Matt speak.
Yeah, stop. I couldn't hear. You've got a delay. I couldn't hear it. Stop yelling at me, God damn it.
Okay, Dave, you've done it to Matt. Every time he has tried to speak, you've done it to me.
Jerry was talking about, all right, Jerry, 11 years ago or whatever, the humans were still prey animals everywhere. I've been watching a lot of these I shouldn't be alive videos where either they get in some kind of plane wreck or animals attack. Humans are not natural world.
No, they're not. Even in this day and age. Our brains are supposed to put us there, but we do stupid things, as Matt is trying to explain. We have the technology of weaponry. We have the technology of a lot of different things, but because we walk around like we're superior, many times miss warning signs. Let's put it that way. I don't think it's so much important where we came from. I think it's much more important what we're doing right now. And I don't see a ton of it really that good. I mean, you talk about your corruption in government and so forth. That's been going on for since mankind. That's nothing new. We're not really doing a lot of new stuff. Technology, yeah, I get everybody brings that up, but I mean, as human beings, the seven deadly sins pretty much advance us to where we're going to go, and greed is a big one.
Well, they're actually trying to push, technology further by killing the technology that got us to where we're at. And the technology that is supposed to push us further will further hamper us because it can't handle the productivity of what the past technology gave us. Oil, as opposed to, windmills and shit.
Hey, at one time,
these windmills get us nowhere.
At one time, the cotton gin was the most important invention in years. Think about it now. I'm not saying I disagree. I don't think you're right or wrong. I just think you're guessing.
Here, I think there's something we can agree on here. The universe isn't only as more than we can think. It's more than we can ever imagine.
I think so.
Yeah, they claim it goes on forever. But what is forever? I've taken a lot of math, calculus and shit, linear algebra, differential equation. A lot of those, that was the answer for most of them.
Multi-universe comes into that.
We have not even fully explored our own planet. And there's people out there telling me what's going on well beyond anything we've ever done in space. Okay. Sorry. There are places on.
Oh yeah, they're constantly finding new species on this planet, especially in the ocean. Animals, so to speak, aquatic life in the ocean.
Yep.
Every year.
Yeah, every year.
Land and sea.
Yeah, the rainforest. The whole. I saw one today. I read this snail, who is a carnivorous snail, like really bad snail. Well, somebody introduced it over there years ago. Well, they put a tiny little computer chip on it. It's really, really to see why is it still alive and not extinct. Well, there was a gambit of reasons why. Because it wasn't like most snails. It can handle the sun because of its color. It did the whole night. It was all kind of shit. It's like, this is why this thing survived all this time, and the rest of them have been wiped out and are extinct because this thing would eat them.
It was resilient.
Yeah,
to things that killed everything else, so that's why it survived.
This snail would wipe out the rest of the snails. So the other snails became extinct, and this one survived.
Think though, Nick, there are people out there that was saying that there is no way that's alive, like it was a fact. And as you just got done saying, they find on land and sea new species every year. They found something like 57 on land at one point, last couple years ago or so. So there's some ridiculous amount that everybody thought was dead.
Yeah, like in this rainforest, forest somewhere or something. They're like, they just discover it all of a sudden and say, oh, fuck, well, we got that all wrong.
Yeah, I mean, science every day.
You never know what's out there.
Science every day shows itself to be wrong every day, and it must be revised. Now, the good scientists are willing to do that and find out other answers and also find out why we were wrong. But the ones that we hear, the scientists, the world famous ones that we hear all the time, are just give bullshit. Okay. Some scientists, archaeologists, are very open minded and very much willing to accept. Some are not. So I'm in the camp where there is no such thing as settled science, that phrase I hear all the time. There's no such thing as settled science. Science is never settled. Because we weren't alive 65 million years ago and we're working from scraps trying to piece together a time period, or a bunch of them, actually. Okay. I don't know where all the answers are in one place. Maybe there is a God. Who the fuck knows? Here's what I know for sure. Okay. I have a hard time believing in something that I don't see, feel, or taste. I have a hard time believing in something that I don't really see doing anything on the planet to help. Even though I hear people say that this is a loving God, he loves his children, but only if you worship him. He has created us all. Well, he created Hitler, he created Charles Manson, he created this and he created that. Good and bad. He created Mother Teresa, Charles Manson to be a fucking nut job. Why would he create Hitler to kill 6 million people and more? Okay, well, why would he do that? Why would he send earthquakes and floods and fucking volcanoes and hurricanes and you name it, that kill his children? Why can't he just take them?
Is God omnipotent or omnipresent?
I think he's neither. I think there is none.
He gave us free will.
Yeah.
I don't think God is the babysitter that tells you, I'm going to pick you up every time you fall.
Dave.
This is the charge you were dealt. You do the best you can. He told you in the end there's going to be a better place. So that's the deal.
Dave, there's no picking you up when you fall.
If I could figure out God, my three.
That's because you believe. I don't.
Well, I don't know. I'm sort of agnostic, but I do. Oh crap! With an open mind, so there's what's in between, what's above, what's below that. I don't know, but I know there's something more going on than what
there probably
is. I get crazy when people tell me they've got it all figured out and just sit back on your ass and God's going to fix everything. That's not the way it works.
Yes, but why, if God wanted you to come home, okay, would he put life? Why wouldn't he just take you home when you fell asleep at night, or you just fell asleep and died, or watching TV? Okay, this is supposed to be a loving God.
Well, you
got others that think it's.
Well, you're playing the victimhood. You're playing the victimhood. Maybe God. God being the government, you want God to fix everything.
I don't want
It doesn't
God
work
to
that
fix
way. It's the
everything.
same thing with liberals. The government is their God, and why don't you take care of me?
No, I'm not.
How come this happened?
I'm not playing the victimhood at all, Dave. I don't think there's some.
No. I said that's a victim mentality.
But if you have a decent person, why are they being murdered instead of dying in their sleep? If they were decent, then the reward should be that they go peacefully and go. Why would some scumbag who does nothing but hurt everyone around them constantly their entire life?
Yeah.
Why would they live to be 90 and some baby end up in the trash because of abortion?
I know.
Why would that happen?
Why are innocent children being aborted, and why do innocent people get terrible diseases? And it's just, I don't know. That's a good question.
You cannot wrap your mind around it, regardless of how hard you try. You cannot wrap your mind around it.
Look out,
the universe is not only more crazy than we can think, it's more crazy than we can imagine.
Exactly.
When I look out at nature,
and the more you think about it, the crazier you will get.
Yes.
When I look at,
I don't understand the mind of God. I said if I could understand God with my 3 pounds.
As I look out to my property and around my surroundings, and I see nature, I see a very ordered thing. There are anomalies in nature, okay, but for the most part, it's very ordered. There's a food chain. There's life. There's death. Seems very ordered. Humans are not ordered. Humans are all over the fucking place. Humans could take a lot of lessons from nature. They don't, but they could. Personally, what I think.
Well, Jerry, on your theory of why would God allow Adolf Hitler or Charles Manson be born, the theory is that everybody's born with a clean slate, basically, through what you experience and through decisions who you become, whether they're either good or bad. And there had to come a point in Hitler's life and Manson's life where they knew right from wrong and they knew they were going the wrong way. And that was a just distinct choice. I don't believe that anybody is born evil. That's ridiculous.
I don't know about that. I think some are.
Well, you can be born with a fucked up brain.
I think there are very few, but I think some are. I think some are meant to become serial killers. I've been reading and I've been watching a lot of shit on serial killers. They didn't care.
Well, that's one of my favorite subjects. There's lots of factors that are parallel to most serial killers of upbringing and everything, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but
the world's a stage.
You do not develop, I don't give a fuck about human life. That's something you are born with. Watching and torturing small animals to start. That is something you were born with. That is not something you learn. Many people.
Right. I think it's a predisposition and, DNA or something that just got passed down.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they actually had to make that decision to do that. They quickly did it right and wrong.
Well, no, that can have something.
Yeah, like an arsonist. Same thing.
That can have something to do
They,
with.
they get, they get a high off of setting shit on fire. That's what an arsonist does. Well, what makes an arsonist?
They can have, obviously, humans raise them, humans affect them. I get that. Perhaps that's what triggers it. But the not giving a fuck and enjoying watching, say, a small animal, or as you progress, a small child or an adult suffer and die painfully. I'm sorry, you're born with that. That is not something that you can deal with, and it's something in your brain, obviously, that you are lacking. Okay.
Yeah, some kids start this shit like at a really early age. They're just walking or crawling, and they run havoc everywhere. Just a bad kid. What caused that? It's not so much environment around them. Were they born with it? Who knows?
Well, when I was married the first time, the oldest son, I was actually worried about him. I would watch him literally do shit to his brothers and laugh. Um, the kid did not seem to have a lot of empathy. I don't know what happened to him, and I don't care. But uh, I have met people in my life that have don't seem to have any feeling for anyone or anything. And you take serial killers, a good, I guess, a good thing. But most of them started with small animals. Once you've done that for a while, it's like anything else that becomes boring. You want to up your game, and you eventually start killing human beings and watching them suffer. They call it work. This is my work. They're like macabre artists. Okay. And I don't say that as any way, shape, or form as a compliment, but how is that allowed to exist? Okay. Corruption, we all have that in us. Greed, sloth, all that bullshit. But what these people do to others is abhorrent.
Yeah, it's like the kid I grew up with. Used to go spend the night at his house. His dad and mom were friends with my mom and dad. His dad drove trucks with my dad. And this kid and his brother, was quiet kid, brilliant, very straight A's throughout school. Uh, Became a black belt in karate. I don't know what degree he was. And then when he gets to high school, he decides he's gonna hunt down his entire fucking family and murder them in different ways. Bow and arrow, the samurai sword. He hunted them down like dogs and killed them all for whatever reason. And nobody saw this shit coming. That shit was crazy. And he had all of their insurance shit. Then he set the house on fire. And he had all their insurance papers in his locker at school. They just released this motherfucker from prison not too long ago. And I graduated in 1987. They finally released him from prison. Who knows where the hell he's at? He's actually but you this kid all my life. And I'm like, what the hell happened to this dude? His mom and dad were a little fucked up, but not that bad. for him to just go batshit crazy. Because he was very quiet. He never really talked much. He's one of those, he was a good kid. He didn't talk all that much. Well, that should have been, something to set everybody off that this shit was coming eventually. But we don't know what the hell set him off.
Well, the problem is we never see it when it's right in front of us. Usually. Okay. You may have your suspicions. The ones you usually have your suspicions on are the ones that turn out okay. The ones that you just think are quiet or whatever, and the whatever, normally you don't, because not every, say, serial killer or arsonist is exactly the same. So they have a lot of traits that are common, though. Bad mothering.
Well, then you run into this syndrome of, the ones that just take you by surprise. That oh my God, nobody ever would, like he's saying, nobody ever would see him do anything. Whether anybody did or not is a different story. Or kind of, it depends on how well you knew him or whatever. But yeah, not everybody looks like a raving lunatic that has got, a fucking sinister mind. That's for sure.
Usually,
No, this dude was cool as a cucumber. Nobody saw this coming whatsoever. Nobody knows what the hell set this shit off with this dude. And I would like to know if he ever talked to a psychiatrist and they got out of his head why he did this. But they'll probably never release it due to doctor-patient privacy. But yeah, I mean, he spent, I don't know, 30 plus years in jail. They finally released his ass. But there was his own family petitioned them for not releasing this dude because of what he did.
How many people did he fucking kill? Why didn't they let him out at all?
His mom, his dad, and his little brother.
Well, there was a story.
Why should he get out?
He was the story of the kid.
Because of the sentencing.
There was a story of the kid who shot his mother, father, and his sister, brother, whoever it was, locked them in a room, went to school, had a party that afternoon while everybody at the school was there. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, he did this shit, set the house on fire, and witnesses said he just stood outside and watched the fucking house burn down. Dude, stop already. And he didn't run away from the cops, but they figured, okay, this is who did it. We got you. And he just straight up said, yeah, I did it. Okay, whatever. I mean, that was about it. Nobody knows why he did it.
Well, somebody knows besides him.
So I see Dave. Dave got all pissed off and is gone now, huh?
No, Dave's still here.
Dave's here.
I'm still.
He's the one with the eagle.
You may speak now. Oh, is that him?
He's probably doing something else.
I was looking up the top where I am.
No, he got one in
He's collecting snakeskins. So.
Yeah. Probably looking for mice or something. Who knows? I don't know. I don't understand this way of thinking. We on this show we spend a lot of time trying to figure out why people think the way they do, and the people we're trying to figure out are not like us. They don't have a conscience. They don't care. They only care about themselves and barely that. They care about money. They care about outside influences, money, greed, power, that kind of thing. Okay, we care about things that are close to us. We care, wives, families, whatever. These people only care about their ego and, how many times they're on TV or whatever. Uh, you know, and serial killers could be the person next to you that you're having a conversation with and very impressed by. Ted Bundy was a genius. Ted Bundy was very
Oh, yeah.
charismatic. I mean,
Yeah, I was about to say,
very few.
Ted Bundy, the
Yeah,
perfect example.
very few serial killers look like this. What a serial killer in your head says it looks like. Now, the guy, for instance, who killed Adam Walsh, that picture.
Except Otis Toole.
Yeah.
Otis Toole. That fucker looked like a serial killer.
Yes, he did, and he's the one who killed out Adam Walsh. Him and I think his partner or something killed Adam Walsh. If there's ever a picture of serial killer, that's who they should look like. But Ted Bundy didn't look that way. What was his name? The Night Stalker or whatever the fuck.
Or Manson. Manson. He never killed anybody himself, but boy, he looks like a fucking serial killer.
If it was, but think about it. His eyes look psycho. His eyes always look psycho.
Richard Ramirez.
Mm-hmm.
Richard Ramirez looked the same way. The Night Stalker.
Yeah, but
they all have this vacant look in their face.
Shark eyes.
They're just staring into space.
Shark eyes.
Yeah, shark eyes, exactly. Yeah. I've never thought of it that way, but that's a perfect explanation.
Old Chucky, he was just psycho. I'm sorry. Charles Manson should have been murdered in prison.
I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did in prison and then actually died in prison of old age and whatever complications.
He did. He should have been murdered. That's what happened.
But I guess he was as ruthless as the rest of them. So they just didn't fuck with him. Or they probably said, this motherfucker has connections. We don't want to fuck with this dude.
I think it was more to the point where people knew he was nuts, and a lot of people don't want to fuck with crazy people. There are stories in the Old West where people got away from Indians just acting crazy. Okay. I don't know if it was an act or what it was. I think when he was on TV, a lot of it was an act. I do. I think he was probably a fucking genius when it came to that. Me personally, Charles Manson needed a bullet put in his head the day he was caught. And frankly, so did his followers.
Oh, yeah. You talk about brainwashing people. That was a perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
Like Hitler did, with all of his followers. That's complete brainwashing of people. Now, whether they were born susceptible to being brainwashed is the real question.
Okay.
Well, and then you get into the MK Ultra government program where they had Manson on a leash. They let him do this shit. They knew he was doing it. They wanted him to do it. He'd been in their program for fucking. He was an incorrigible criminal. He was indoctrinated into the MK Ultra program and so forth and such. There's a former CIA agent that's an expert on this. He's on fucking things all the time, and it's like they wanted the Summer of Love in San Francisco. They already had Manson. They put him in there, and blah blah blah. The rest is history.
Well, Nick talks about brainwashing. What about Trump?
Oh yeah, they brainwashed Manson and taught him how to do it, and then let him cut him loose and said, "Go do your thing."
It's possible.
What about Trump?
It could be a government experiment.
There are people whose lives are ruined because Trump is not the fucking president. Trump is not the president.
There's so much money that's been filtered off of what we know they're doing. Who knows what their little secret projects are?
Maybe. I don't know. All I know is if it's the
They
government,
call them black projects, and they exist.
as bad as the government seems, they're much, much, much worse. What they're doing daily. So, who knows? But Charles Manson is one person. There have been thousands of serial killers in the world, and just in our history, that were not even identified. Okay. You ever get a chance, look up H.H. Holmes. There were families out west. I forget their names, but have them sit at a table at a certain chair, and somebody from behind the canvas behind the table would crack the person in the head. People disappeared all the time, and they never found them. They just up and disappeared one day. Okay. Well, the pillow guy thinks Trump's will be president again in August. Yeah, no, he won't. I think they should make the warrants for the Texas Democrats publicly posted because the people want to see them. They're not warrants for their arrest.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They're an arrest for. They're going to take them to work. They're not going to take them to jail.
Let's have that.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen.
Let's have that transparency, and that they talk about all the time.
There is no transparency in anything. No, everything you do is clouded in some shield of somebody else's agenda. Everyone in this world uses everyone else. And it's a sad fact.
Transparency and tolerance. We all want to see it.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Don't blink, you'll miss it.
That's about it. You're right, Nick. That's about it.
If you really want to see what the person's agenda is, stop listening to what they're saying and start watching what they do. You'll get to it a lot
the taxpayers working. Shut the fuck up. Go to work. Pay your taxes, and we'll take care of everything. Yeah. That's what it is. And we're gonna live. We're gonna live high on the hog with our fancy ice cream and all kinds of booze. And you just shut the fuck up. And if we don't like who you vote for, we'll fix the elections and we'll put the people in there we want, not what you want.
The agenda is simple. We can come up with all kinds of reasons and all that, but our government's agenda is simple. Complete power over people. Regardless if that's New World Order and who's doing it and what and all the rest of the bullshit, they want complete and total authority over the people. Okay. Daryl Rector's here. Hello, Daryl. It's simple as that. because then they get to do whatever they want and they get to do it to us. They're doing it now.
Yeah. Does anybody really think after 100 years they haven't figured out how to stay in power and keep us peasants in line? We can see it every year when the new laws come out.
Yep.
They just keep slapping us down. By the time you get, don't let anybody get too much money. Got to keep them down.
Oh, and you get Biden passing executive orders nonstop that are actually unconstitutional, but they let it happen.
Sure, treason is what he's doing.
Yeah.
They're all doing it.
Hey, who are we to say it's treason, right?
Every time he's got a cattle prod up his ass, and he starts slurring and he can't put his words together. He's like, bzz, 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 here, say this, say that. It's complete incompetence. I'm waiting for him to shit himself on stage.
That's probably why, I don't know, a couple of months ago or so, he was in a speech and it didn't last long. He said, "Oh, well, if I say anything else or
I'll get
stay
yelled
any
at."
longer, no, it was totally different.
Yeah,
It alluded to, I'm going to be in trouble.
yeah, right.
No,
Yeah.
now, was he going to shit himself? Because
Yeah.
he walked off with his ass clenched. So I think he was about to shit himself. He was pinching cotton real bad right there.
I don't know. He's, his wife should
We all see it. Something just ain't right.
What in the fuck did that man do to his wife that his wife is allowing this?
You watch the news every day. Is the world really this fucked up? As much as they want us to believe it is.
I don't listen to the news as much as I listen to people from different countries here, Canada, England mostly, Australia in some cases.
And now Cuba,
yeah, people
waving American flags, saying, "Get us the fuck out of here." And boy, the Democrats don't like that one. Communists can't stand that shit what these Cuban protesters are doing. They're like, we want to get rid of this dumb shit.
I don't mind that much. And to the point, if they do it themselves, fine. But if they start down in South Florida with the government, the United States government needs to do this and needs to do that, like they did 20, 25 years ago, with Elian Gonzalez and the rest of this bullshit, I'm against it. These Cubans have overrun fucking Miami. Why aren't they going back to fight the war? They're not going back because it's too good. They got it too good here.
Right. I mean, they were protesting in South Florida, Miami area, somewhere around there. The Cubans who were actually here legally were saying, asking the government to, or Biden specifically, do something about this shit. These people are starving. They're, under a dictator, communism, the whole nine yards. But it's not the United States government's problem. These people need to revolt big time and take over the goddamn government. Yep. That's how it works. Get rid of the goddamn regime that's going on over there. It's not our problem to have to pay for everybody's problems around the world.
You guys were not here in the 70s when these people were screaming, coming here by the fucking boatload. And I mean one right after another when Castro emptied the jails and let everybody who wanted to leave leave. Okay, people from here were going down there and picking up family and 5 or 6 prisoners. The prisoners were showing up. The family was at the bottom of the ocean. They were putting them in the Chrome Detention Center, which is basically they were in cages and shit. And they were bitching and moaning about that. They were bitching and moaning about everything. They took over Miami and turned it into a fucking shithole. Everything down there is in Spanish. Okay. Why aren't they going back to
Oh,
help?
yes, like a second Cuba.
Yeah. Where are the boat owners there bringing them back to help with this, bringing arms and ammunition and so on and so forth? Cuba ain't that fucking big. Police and all the rest of that are not that many where they could not, the people themselves could not take this country over.
Oh, no, I'm sure their army's kind of like North Korea. They're probably starved. And here's the biggest trick.
Since the time of the Romans, the army
Well,
gets treated
to an
well.
extent.
Go ahead.
The biggest problem right now is our illustrious so-called president, Joe Biden, told these people, do not get on boats and come here to the United States. Do not do it. All the while, look at the Texas border. He says, come on in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what kind of shit is that?
During the 70s, Jimmy Carter let this happen. Democrat. South Florida in the 80s became, between the Dominicans and the Cubans, there were literally the cocaine cowboys and all that bullshit you used to hear on the news down here. Was a face was a bit overboard, but not by much. Okay, there were drug wars, there were everything down in Dade County, especially Miami-Dade. And it's no different today, really. Everything is Cuban down in Miami. Everything. Believe it or not, in the 50s, Miami, before the mob took over, was a redneck town. And then the mob took over and they made it into a tourist spot. And there was gambling and all kinds of shit down there. I don't give a damn. I will trade this for that. No, I won't trade anybody in this country for people of Cuba. Nobody. I don't care who it is. I think a lot of people in this country belong in prison, but I ain't gonna trade them for the fucking Cubans down there who have been living under this for years and years and years and have really done nothing but bitch and moan at the United States to do something. Okay.
Oh, same as Haiti. Same thing.
Fuck Haiti. Corrupted
help
piece
us,
of
help
shit
us, help
island.
us.
Yeah.
I mean, how about no?
Yeah. How about help yourself? I got news for you. We did beg France to come in on the war with us, but they didn't come in till towards the end. Okay. And we fought the most well equipped, best trained army in the world. Pretty much on our own. And won. So I don't want to hear no bullshit how we're supposed to go over there and take over fucking Cuba and it's our fault because of the Bay of Pigs. Kennedy, I don't know if that's a fuck up or not, to tell you the truth. Kennedy traded not helping getting rid of Castro, I guess, or whoever it was, Castro, and for the Soviets not giving them nuclear arms.
What's going on with Africa, with the whites that are being beat up over there?
Beat up, they're being
Why aren't any of them being brought over here for refugee status?
Whole families are being killed. Cuba opted for
Especially the white farmers.
Yep. White lives don't matter in Africa, but they want black lives to matter in America. I don't understand.
That's because these people are never going to Africa. And they're using slavery as an excuse to act bad. Fuck them. I say fuck all of them.
They've never been there.
You know what?
They're never going there.
If the Cubans ever
Yeah,
fucking
it's a
actually.
victim mentality. Give me money. Give me money.
If the Cubans ever actually fucking do anything and take over the government, turn into some sort of democracy or republic or whatever they want to do, that's great. Then help them. Okay? Set up trade with them, do all that kind of shit. But here's who's going to actually win, go on their side and help them. That's what we do. We spend a whole lot of fucking money for no reason. Would it be nice if the people of Cuba didn't
on our dime
did?
and not help our own goddamn country?
Yeah. Would it be nice if the people of Cuba would deal with their own shit and make their lives better? Absolutely. Got no problem with that. Okay, I don't. But in reality, they have spent many, many years bitching at the United States because of the Bay of Pigs. They've been sitting there many, many years bitching at the United States because, the United States wasn't doing enough to help them and do. That's your fucking country. Get your ass out of this country and go back there and fight. Run some guns. Show yourself. Show that you have some balls instead of sitting there screaming at our government. When that Elian Gonzalez kid came here, his mother got killed coming over, and they raided that house and took that kid. That was the happiest day of my fucking life. Because this shit with the blocking of the highways and all that crap, that's where these people today learn that shit. Because they were doing that down south. And I always thought the best way to get people on your side is to make them late for work. Okay. They were right.
Oh, and that's what the Cubans in South Florida did today or yesterday. They blocked the highways and shit. They were protesting and saying, Biden, you need to help the Cubans. Because here's the problem. Biden don't want Cubans here because Cubans have turned, they will basically vote Republican. Mm-hmm. Kind of like, Mexicans do. Biden don't want their ass over here. Mm-hmm. But he wants all these son bitches from El Salvador and wherever else south of Mexico border to come up here. But he told Cuba specifically, do not come here. Don't get on a boat and come here. You're not welcome here. Yeah. But, you're not welcome for several reasons because that we know of. But I think Biden had a different reasoning for his message.
Well, we'll say this. I don't mind any of them coming here legally. That's fine. Many of them are very industrious. They're making car parts down there for cars from the 50s that still run. They make their own car parts. It's crazy shit. Okay. But to spend
right, they're very industrious.
Yeah, what ends up being millions and millions of dollars helping them gain their freedom, fuck them. Gain your own goddamn freedom. Because in the end, there's always more people than there is government, police, and army. Okay? It's just nobody wants to die to do it. And that's the bottom line. We're out of time. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Matt, you got any last words?
Viva la Cuba.
Nick?
Stay the fuck out, Cuba. I couldn't get it out French real quick.
Oh, Lord. Dave's here with a snake. Could you turn off the thank you, Dave? Dave, got any last words before the snake strangles you?
Yeah, well, it's great being out here with y'all. Jerry, I'm sorry if I rubbed you the wrong way. I just couldn't hear you talking, so didn't mean to step on your face like that. I hope to see you all Friday night.
Yeah.
And stay safe and keep your eyes up.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes open. Oh, okay. My mic was off. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thanks for you all being out here tonight. And Jerry, I didn't mean to step on your face there. I couldn't hear you talking. But looking forward to seeing you all Friday night.
No, you might have been on the whole time there, Dave.
Stay
I
safe.
think that snake's rubbing you the wrong way.
Yeah, maybe.
Dave, I think that snake is going to eat you soon.
Well, that's okay.
Asphyxiation is a bad thing.
Yeah. Just please, God in heaven, get video. Please. As you're breathing your last.
Keep the video running.
Yeah. Ask Robin Williams.
This is just not right.
Good night, all.
All right. Anyway, y'all have a great night, and we'll see you Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And don't kill anybody. Continuing saga of David and snakes. Take care, guys. Bye.
Bonsoir.